Welcome back to Amberg Acres. So we're getting started on a little project here today. Actually, I started it yesterday already. I started digging out the side of this hill a little bit, and I'm just trying to taper it off a little nicer to kind of match what's above it there. And I'm trying to push it back just a little bit so I can have a little bit more room for the sawmill. So when I turn in, I can turn in and have a little more room turning in. The plan is to build a lean-to here in this spot. So I need to get this leveled off. I need to get some more of the hill. I'm going to go all the way back to the tin there, to the tarps. And I need to get this all leveled off here, and then we're going to build a wooden structure instead of the metal thing that I've had over the sawmill now for the last 2 years, year and a half, whatever it's been. So this is going to take me a while to do. This will probably be an all summer project. I may even have to get Pablo up here to help me with the roof and stuff on it. But we're going to build a more of a permanent structure. It's not going to go in the ground. The poles will not go in the ground. They'll be sitting on concrete blocks, but it'll be strapped down with anchors so it can't just blow away. Similar to the way I had the other tarp set up. So we got to get going here. We got to dig all this out, and I'm killing two birds with one stone here. I'm taking this dirt and I'm working on another project at the same time. So let me take you over there and show you some of that. So the reason we're getting rid of the canopy here is because the tarp has given way. If you remember back in April, I showed you the heavy snowstorm that did some damage. The pole over here on the corner was kinked, and I kind of fixed that, sorta. It's a little shorter than the other one yet. I got to try and figure out a way to, I'm missing one piece, about a 6-inch piece in that, where that pipe is on there. So I need to figure out a way to make that 6-inch piece. But yeah, the tarp ripped. It's the sun does more damage to this stuff than anything else. The rain and the snow don't really hurt it except for the weight, but the sun eats away at the plastic and then it eventually just starts ripping. And that's what's happening here. So this was $300 on Amazon, and I don't want to spend another $300 at this point right now. I'm just going to build a lean-to to put the sawmill under. So what we're doing, we're taking the dirt, and to explain why I'm doing this is I have been driving through the apple orchard here to get over there. You can see my stone over there that's ready to go for the driveway and around the building. I've been driving across the apple orchard there, and I drive through right here along this side. It's just you're wrecking the lawn, and you're putting ruts in. Basically, when it's wet, you're putting ruts in. So we're trying to eliminate driving through the yard. So I'm making a trail to go around the backside. So this is what I'm doing with all the dirt. I'm kind of filling in this side here because it slopes off, and then it really drops off over there. It really drops off. So I'm just trying to fill this in a little bit on the right hand side here so that my tractor is level when I come driving through here. I don't want to scrape so much there. I want the water to run across it, I guess. So I don't want to dig down there and make a puddle. I want to just make it so it's kind of gonna just slope a little bit. All right, so what this is gonna do is it's gonna skirt. Let's walk up here a little bit. So you can see the apple orchard right here. It's gonna skirt about 20 feet, and then all of this stuff can grow up in here, and we won't see it from the window. We won't see this trail here or anything. So once some of this brush and stuff grows back up or grows up, it'll make a block so that you can't see this trail back here. Okay? So the camera doesn't do it justice, but this drops off very steep down to that valley down below there. And I had originally thought about making a trail go down through the valley there. But the reason I'm not going to do that is because then I'm disturbing an area. The deer lay in there, they bed in there, the does have their babies in there. We have a doe right now that's following the neighbor's dogs, and she comes down and she comes out into the apple orchard when the dogs come down from up there, and it's kind of neat. So I don't want to disturb this area. This is a peaceful, quiet area for them, and so I'm going to keep it all up here on top of the hill. So basically, I don't know how well you can see this, but there's a rock right here. Somewhere there's a rock right there. So I'm staying to the left of that rock. And then I don't know if you can see that dead tree up in there, but that's what I'm aiming for, is that dead tree. And then that comes out on my other trail. So let's walk over there and I'll show you what that other trail looks like. So this here is the other trail. I started this last fall. I started pushing the dirt from around the barn there that I was removing, and I was bringing it down here and just kind of making myself a trail. So when you get to the end of this trail, hopefully you can see the rocks over there on the other side of the road. That's my wood yard. So basically it'll be just go down and go across the road. And it's a little steep here. This isn't as steep as it was over there where I showed you. The camera doesn't do it justice. It looks kind of flat on the camera, but this is kind of steep here, and hopefully that's not going to be an issue. It might be a little bit of an issue when it rains and that type of stuff, but for the most part I think it'll be fine. So that dead tree I was pointing at is right here. Right in there, it's that dead tree. That one kind of goes off at an angle there. So that's where I'm headed for. And then I'm just gonna come out here and make like a Y, basically onto this other trail. And that's gonna be how I get around the apple orchard with my logs or whatever else I'm hauling, you know, firewood, whatever. I'm gonna be going around the apple orchard, not through it. And once I get this done. So that's what we're working on. So like I said, this project's probably going to take a while. First step is to get all this dirt removed. Second step is to get that trail finished off over there. And then the third step is going to be to build the lean-to right here in this spot. And so it's going to take a while. So you may not see this video until like the end of summer or hunting season even, maybe, you know. So let's get started. First thing I'm gonna do is I gotta put the grapple on, and we gotta do a little digging over there and push our way through and move some of that stuff over there to go to the next 50 feet or whatever it was.
Let's go. Yeah. I'm like an addict, do I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it, fuse like a magnet. Lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shit tastes sour, you should taste mine. I'ma stay in power for a long time. Get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. Rising the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'ma move fast. New shoes, new tracks, like who's that? I'm new, come back, better than last. Yeah, it's a new me, never gonna look back. I'm never gonna look back. Cause damn, I was built to last. You move slow and I move fast, and that's facts. Only I can make a change. Slowly take a step today. I will bruises is a form of art. I'm never gonna look back, cause damn, I was built to last. You move slow and I move fast, and that's facts. Only I can make a change, slowly take a step today. I will never be the same, cause that's what it takes.
Well, it started raining, so we're gonna take a little break. But I'm not complaining because we need the rain. I planted my beans a couple weeks ago now already, and we haven't had any rain since. So any rain we can get is good, you know? So I think this is just a short shower, so we'll be back in a little bit.
Gotta have it, I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it, fuse like a magnet. Lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shit tastes sour, you should taste mine. I'ma stay in power for a long time. Get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. Rising the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'ma move fast. New shoes, new tracks, like who's that? I'm new, come back, better than last. Yeah, it's a new me, never gonna look back. I'm never gonna look back, cause damn, I was built to last. You move slow and I move fast, and that's facts. Only I can make a change, slowly take a step today. I will never be the same, cause that's what it takes.
So I got the hill smoothed out the way I want it. I can clean it up a little bit yet, just scraping it with a bucket, but for right now I want to go get the transit and see how flat I really am here. And then once I get that kind of flattened out where I want it, then I'll smooth everything out a little bit. And I don't know what to plant there. I'd like to throw something in there and plant, I don't know, I got some bugleweed around here maybe. That's a ground cover, but that's usually, like, I think that needs full sun, but I'm not sure. So we'll see. I want to put something in there to make that not just be mud, you know? All right, I got the trail done over there too. So phase 1 and phase 2 are done. Let's go look at that. So basically, after I get the dirt moved where I want it, in the holes and whatever, I come through with that box blade that I have on the tractor, and you just keep going over it with the box blade over and over and over. Each time you pull up rocks, you pull up roots, whatever, eventually you'll get it smooth. So right now it's good enough, and then now once we get a good heavy rain and it packs this all down, the loose dirt gets packed down, you're gonna have little dips. You're gonna see the same dips. You just gotta go back and fill them in, and then go over it with the box blade again and smooth it out best you can. And these roots all disappear after a while. They dry up and they break off. But the rocks are kind of a nuisance. I mean, you know, every time you go over it, you pull up another rock, you know? So they're kind of a nuisance. The roots usually break off at some point, and then you're good to go for a while. But the rocks just keep getting in your way. They build up under the blade, and then they just make a big groove in your nice new path you made. So I busted her all the way through to the other trail. And I made a nice gradual turn going downhill here and then out to the wood yard. So I'm undecided down here at the bottom yet. I got a few trees to cut down there. I'm undecided which way I want to go. I was thinking I'm going to stay to the left of that bigger oak tree there. But I was thinking about going between there and that pine tree maybe. But I don't know. I might just go, it looks like it might be easier just to go straight to the left of the pine tree even. But we'll see once I get that far. This is going to take a while here to fill this in and get it to dry out, you know, so that I can drive down there. The minute you drive in, you just sink because that's all soft dirt down there. I put that in last fall and it's still soft down there. So it needs to be driven on quite a bit to pack it. Okay, so let's go back up there, get the transit out and see what we look like. So we are ready here to check this thing out. Now, I don't know how many of you guys use one of these here, but when I first got this, I thought this was a foot here between 2 and 3, and it's not. It's in tenths of an inch, because that's a 9 right there, so that would be 10. Don't know why they make it that way. It's kind of dumb to me. Just give me the inches, 12 inches, and it would have made a lot more sense to me. So from 4 to 5, that is not an inch, okay? So it's kind of confusing if you're trying to do something, you know, and you got inches in your head. So we're gonna set this up here. Just okay, I'll just pick this spot as my 0, and then I'm going to go down and see how high this is. That's pretty close. Actually, I'm pretty surprised at how close that is. There's a little bit of a low spot in there, but it's within an inch, you know. Hardly need to change it. I'm just gonna flatten it out, I guess, right where it is. Yeah, it's pretty good. Even in the middle there, it's within an inch of where I started from here. So we're just gonna smooth it out, get it halfway decent, because the sawmill has six pads on it that are adjustable. So we'll get it close, and then we'll put some concrete pads down, and we'll put the pads on the concrete now this time, and then that'll work. That'll hopefully keep it from settling as much as it was. Those little feet just sunk into the mud every time it rained and stuff. So hopefully that'll work. And yeah, let's get this flattened out, and then the next step would be to start bringing up the lumber that we made for that lean-to, and see what we got there, see what it looks like, because it's been covered up now for 1.5 years almost. So we'll see what it looks like and see what the posts are. We might have to skim a little bit off the posts. I don't remember what I made them to. I know I made like 7 posts, which should be enough. I made them about 10 feet, which is more than enough. Well, let's get started on that next. All right, so we got it about as smooth as I can get it. My bucket's bent on the tractor. Actually not the bucket, but the loader itself is off a little bit. It's been that way for quite a while already, and I just work with it. I don't need to do anything that precision, so it's not a big deal to me. But sometimes it's if you're in soft dirt, it's kind of hard because the one corner wants to dig before the other one, you know. But I think I got it halfway flat here, so that'll be good enough. We'll get the blocks. I got to go to Menards and get the blocks to set the posts in, and I got to get the wood out. So we'll start doing that tomorrow and see what I got there, and you know what it's going to take to get this thing up. So sooner I get it up, the better, the way I look at it. All right, till tomorrow or the next day, whenever. All right, guys, we're going to wrap up part 1 of this video here. It's getting a little long, but I went to Menards and I got the bricks. If you're not familiar with these bricks, let me show you what they look like here. So these bricks are made for multiple uses. 4x4 in the center, a 6x6, and then if you want to just lay 2x10s or whatever across them, that's what that's for. And these work very well. I've used them several times now. I used them for the deck on the house. I used them for several different things, and they work very good. So that's what we're going to build this lean-to with, is these blocks here. So now I also went and got the wood. So right over here is the wood that I cut, I don't know, a year ago or so. So I'm going to open that up and see what we got under there quick. Now, in one of my other videos, I talked about these tarps, how they're not the right thing to use for your wood. So you can see this is all wet under here. It does not keep the water out. I'm not sure why. If the sun is eating the tarp and then it's getting, you can see there's some holes over here and stuff, and I'm assuming just the wind blowing, it's rubbing against the wood and it makes a little hole, and that's how the water's getting through. So they're not a quality product. Don't waste your money on those tarps. But it looks like I got, these are cut a little over 6 inches by 1.5. And they are almost 13 feet. So that should work for my roof rafters. And then down here on the bottom, I got some posts. So I have them posts cut around 6 inches. So I'm going to have to get them up on the sawmill and cut them down to 5.5 to fit that block. Okay? So that shouldn't take much to do. I'm going to have to remove all of this wood. So we'll get going on that in a little bit. Pablo may be here in a couple of weeks. He said second week in July, we're talking, possibly, depending on weather. Until then, if you like these videos, you know, give me a thumbs up, make sure you subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.